What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and to be honest, I have no idea how to pronounce the name of this movie. Is it Diced? Diced? Dicked? I don't know.
Dicked.
Something like that.
I've seen all three of those. Well, yeah. So if you haven't seen Terrifier or Terrifier 2, you just watched this film. I believe it's pronounced Diced.
Okay.
If it's written and directed by Jeremy Rudd, who's also one of the characters in the film. This movie is about a crazy, deranged scarecrow, or a guy who dresses up as a scarecrow who escapes from an insane asylum.
Yes.
And it's Terrifier. It's Terrifier.
Yeah. And Terrifier 2.
Terrifier 2.
And yeah.
So it's playing. Okay, Shane and I watched this, and before we even started, well, you watched it first.
I did, yes. Yeah.
And while you were watching it, you texted me and said, "Oh my god, this is almost a complete ripoff."
Yeah.
Or something to those effects. And I said, it would be hilarious if it was a scene for scene ripoff.
Yeah. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
How wrong was I that would have been hilarious?
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think I laughed.
This is tell me you loved Terrifier without telling me you loved Terrifier.
Yeah. Yeah. And and as I had texted you, it even goes so far as to, I love some of the fan theories about Terrifier.
Yes, and it goes into some of those. And you might think that we're joking. This one really kind of went viral on X this last week. I don't know if it did as much on Threads. I'm not there that often. I know people were talking about it on Instagram as well. But people were like, oh, you got to watch it. If you love Terrifier, you're going to love this movie. And I'm like, I don't know how this guy got this publicity. But it was literally, if you loved Terrifier, you've already seen this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, clear down to we've got a single male dad who is raising two kids, a son and a daughter, and the daughter's fairly artistic.
Making her own Halloween costume.
Her own Halloween costume. We've got this killer in makeup and a scarecrow costume who doesn't
very cool looking scarecrow costume.
It is the costume was very, very cool. And I was really hoping for something more out of it than what we got.
Yeah.
But I mean, clear down to the point where he's doing the faces and the dancing around and straight up Art the Clown looks and everything, and doesn't talk at all. So I mean this
and there were so many points. I only messaged you about it I think twice, because the first time I saw something, I'm like, the audacity of this film.
Yeah, that's
kind of funny, right?
Yeah,
and then there was another time where there's just one of the many scenes that's just straight lifted out of Terrifier.
Yeah,
and I sent you another message just quoting myself, because I'm like, I cannot believe this. I mean, we're not exaggerating.
No.
Scenes lifted straight out of Terrifier and Terrifier 2.
Yep.
I just oh my gosh.
Yeah. There are some parts. There's a lot of it that just there are things that just don't make sense in it. And then you're like, okay, now we're getting into the Terrifier theories.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Art the Clown origin story. And we see that played out. Yeah. It's like they tried to take all 3 Terrifier stories and cram them into one film to get the story out before Terrifier 3 comes out. So,
well, and what gets me is like the first thing I messaged you was like at the very beginning of the film. I'm like, this alleyway looks like the same, like, or like Backstreet that the first Terrifier was filmed
Backstreet's
in.
back, baby.
I'm like, oh, this is kind of funny, you know? Oh man, I was not prepared for just. Wow.
Yeah, for what we got. If you know, it's one of those things where you grow up and you hear that saying, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say nothing at all. This guy made a film.
Yes. It
is. He's done more than I have.
Exactly.
In that aspect. I don't want to sit here and just like tear apart stuff. That's not my intention, but I mean, this is, I mean, a blatant ripoff.
Yeah. To the point, and I also said this to you, like, I actually feel bad about kind of like joking last week about Frogman being a ripoff of Blair Witch Project. Because no. That was a misuse of that word. And you know what else I feel bad about is dissing the acting skills of some of the side characters in Frogman, because wow, the acting and production quality of this movie reminded me so much of a Pureflix film that in spite of all the blood and guts, I honestly thought maybe the rapture was going to happen by the end. Right.
I saw your post about that on, and I'm going, what movie was he talking about? Because he couldn't be talking about this one and Pureflix all together in the same film, but
there's another scene, and this is when her bespectacled brother, who is only not, you know, the brother from Terrifier because he's a little taller. He comes in the room and they sit down and the brother and sister have a conversation, and this really out of place music starts to play, and it plays over her vocal track, right? You could barely hear what she is saying. You can hear him just fine, but the music drowns her out. I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck?
Yes. Which brings up an interesting point about one of the reviews. The audio quality was amazing.
Yeah, praise the high audio quality. This movie's 10 out of 10. I'm not kidding. That's a review I found. I'm like, oh, well, I found the friend family review.
Yeah, yeah. It
look here. You know, here's the thing. I've said to you before that I'm willing to grade on a curve, right? You know, not everybody has access. If all you have is your phone and you want to shoot a movie, go out there and shoot a movie with your phone.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I've watched movies that looked like they were shot on phones. Right?
Yeah.
And there was a point during this movie where, like, I felt like maybe I could start to enjoy it. But then just the acting was really, really bad. But again, to a degree, I can forgive that. It is the absolute blatant scene for scene ripoff that finally did me in. I'm like,
yes.
I can say one positive thing though.
Okay.
Other than again, I will say that the Scarecrow outfit was very cool.
Yes.
The problem with that being there's no backstory behind it. He's only a Scarecrow because that is the costume of the first. His first kill was going to wear for Halloween, right?
Yeah.
But one positive thing I can say about this movie is that it is only 60 minutes long, and that's with 10 minutes worth of credits. So
yes, yes, I was going to bring that up if you hadn't brought it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it is short. Yeah. I can't believe it was getting so much traction as it was anywhere. I mean,
yeah, if anything, unless it was, you have got to see this just so you can see what a blatant ripoff it is, then I guess maybe,
yeah.
But
well, if you guys want to check it out and you want to get dicked yourself, you can go and check out this film. It's on Shudder. Yeah.
Was it? I can't remember what I watched it on.
I don't remember what we watched so many movies. It's hard to tell where we watched some at some point. No, it was on Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi. It was
on Tubi.
Right. Yeah.
So you guys can check it out on Tubi. Hey, it's free.
Yeah.
Go get dicked for free.
That's right.
It's spelled DIE''CED.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it was diced. But anyway, if you guys want to check it out, or if you guys have checked it out, or if you guys just want to rant with us, put it down in the comments down below. And while you're there, make sure to hit like and subscribe so we can continue to do this and not shoot it out into the ether and go, hey, is anybody out there? But
apparently you could do that and whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Next week, we're going to start copying Bloody Disgusting, and we're going to start doing a kill count. We're going to start doing all this other stuff and see how much traction we can get by blatantly ripping off other podcasts. So anyway, if you guys have any suggestions or anything that you guys would like to see on the show, please make sure you guys write in, put it down in the comments down below. Until next week, people, I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane.
Go get dicked.
Seriously.
Get the hell out of here. We'll see you guys.
See ya.